Good afternoon, good afternoon. Business. The reason why I wanted to talk to you about this is because when I was in my 20s, I was like, yeah, I was ready to jump. This is General Jamie C. Hope you can join me today. New hairdo, trying to get settled for the summer. But we as a people don't like to start something when we're in our 40s or 50s, which I agree. When you're in your 20s to 30s, you want to start everything. And that's what I want to do. Even in high school, I wanted to start everything. But now that I'm older, I'm like, what am I going to do? After this COVID hit, it hit me so much. I knew it was coming. Like I almost say in every video. I knew that this was coming because God gave me a dream years ago about this, and I said, it's not coming yet. Well, funny, after it came, I was like, why is my store closing? Why is my store not being recognized? Why? And I was like, okay, something's different. And I recognized, wow, what God said was true. And so often what God says is true, but we have to believe the report of the Lord. And even in your 20s and your 30s, we should not be doing just what my temptation says. We should be doing what we really want to do. And what I really wanted to do in my 20s and 30s, I knew I could jump into anything and get it started. But I had to be truthful with myself and say, wow, maybe I can't. Not that I can't. I could sell you anything if you came to the store and you asked me for this bracelet. Not to say that I can't. I'm saying that it's just a different way I sell. A lot of people sell a certain way. And you gotta know how you sell. And many people don't know how they sell. So when you sell a product or a merchandise, you gotta know how to sell it. One of the reasons why I don't sell, I just write. I'm just a writer. I don't try and sell a shirt anymore. I don't try and sell a bag anymore. Because I've been out there and I've been through all this stuff that people are like, no. The only thing I'm focusing on in 2020, and tomorrow's July, is me selling me. Because I am the brand. I am the brand. Yeah, I should start this over, huh? Getting choked up. Excuse me. I got a little choked up there. But we as a people don't take responsibility for our actions. We don't. We, in the 20s and our 30s, we want to do what we want to do. But then when we get in our 40s, we're like, why didn't I listen to my mom? Why didn't I listen to my parents? Why didn't I listen to what they're saying? You know, my mom told me years ago, she's not a good seller. And I was like, but if someone said, go sell this bracelet, I could go and sell it. You know, maybe I'm good with jewelry, you know. But you gotta find your voice. You gotta find your niche. You gotta find your brand. And maybe writing is not mine, but I write to the best of my ability because that's what I want to do. So I'm going to continue to write until something shifts, something moves. And finding your niche is not easy. It took me years to find my niche. It took me years. Niche. It took me years to find it. Years and years and years. I even worked a retail job for 6, maybe 10, 12 years before I finally said, maybe the only thing I'm supposed to be doing is selling. But then at one time I said, well, maybe I'm supposed to be babysitting. Because I've been babysitting for years. But then one time I said, well, maybe I should be doing this, I should be doing that, You gotta find your niche in business and the strategy and the plan. Because if you do not find it, you will not grow. You know, when I was younger, I thought, oh, girl, I could rock this. Some things are good for the moment, and some things are good later on in life. You cannot build your brand on, I think this will work. I think. You gotta make sure you do. You gotta make sure you just do. You can't say, well, I think. You gotta know. You gotta know. Sometimes thinking is not enough. You know, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I thought I could do anything. I could do everything. But now that I'm 40 years old, I'm like, maybe I can't sit on my feet as long as I should be. You know, years ago, I could do it. I could work day, night, weekend. They want me to work more than 8 hours a day, I would do it. No problem. But now it's like, my feet are like, are you serious? What are you doing? And you hear people taking pain pills because they don't know how to adjust to the journey of selling. So you have to get in this, mindset of learning the journey. You know, sometimes I thank God for the journey. I thank God for the journey. I thank God for the things that I've been through. And I'm gonna thank God for every year that I'm alive. But sometimes you can't always decide when things are gonna change. You gotta feel your way through life. Finding your niche is not easy in business. It's harder than you think. You can do it, but you're gonna have to have some top players and ask them, like, what do you think? I'm thinking this is it for my business. And I don't even think this is a business. This is just something I want to do. But can I expand it? Sure, I can expand it. But at the expenses, that's what I'm looking at. If you can't expand your brand, then only take it to a certain point. Don't try and take it to the limits and then say, I don't have no money for my bills. You gotta focus on your bills first, then you can focus on your other stuff. Finding your niche in business is not easy. It's going to take time and strategy. So let's just say you're in your 20s. I had to spend money until I finally, something hit me in my head and said, sit down and do this. Because that's what you love. Most people can get online and show you the cooking products they did, and I do that. But a lot of times, it's the journey. It's not always looking at somebody else. It's the journey. It's the impact that you help with people. A lot of times people, when you do cooking shows, you don't always show everything. It's good for the moment, but I'm telling you, it's so interesting how we don't find the right place until something just hits us. So what I'm saying to you is, your business niche, 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 I don't even hear them talking about that anymore. I just hear empower, and that's great. But no one's saying find your niche. Find the place where you think you'll be for at least 2-3 years. So it's a journey. It's a you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to get the right cameras. You're gonna have to get the right things. You're gonna have to get the right lighting. Business is business, because sometimes you're gonna be famous, and sometimes you're not. So do what you can do and get it done. That's what I always say. Journal your success. Journal your incomes and your outcomes, and keep it going. This platform, I was going to talk a little bit about this platform too, but I got on here talking about my niche anyway. So I'm gonna upload this, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about why journaling, why this platform, why. This is Journal with Jamie C on all social media. God bless your Tuesday.